A friend gave me his Hasbro Black Series Clone Trooper helmet to custom paint. Well, I did, and I'm going to show you what I did today on Darth Rage Reviews.
Darth Rage Reviews, your source for the Force? Nah, for the Republic!
Greetings, Force fans, and welcome to another episode of Darth Rage Reviews, your source for the Force. As always, guys, business first. We're getting really close to 10K subscribers. You can see the number down there in the corner. Once we get to 10K, I'm giving away the farm here. I'm literally giving away three lightsabers, a Profi, a Neopixel, and a Darth Maul saber staff. Also, a custom clone helmet. I've got a clone helmet. I'll make it whatever you want me to make it. I mean, whatever battalion you want, it's yours. All of that will be available once I hit 10K, and the way that we do that is you got to hit subscribe. So subscribe, share it, get me to 10K, and I will give this away, I promise. So business out of the way, guys. We're talking fun today. So the Hasbro Black Series. You guys, I've expressed my love for the Black Series of helmets over and over again. I've got the review that I did when I got in this helmet and the Scout Trooper helmet that you guys can see. There's a link in the description to that video. But yeah, my buddy gave me these because he wanted me to custom paint them. He wanted a 501st for this, which is, you know, why wouldn't you want a 501st? It's the best of the best when it comes to clones. So I want to show you guys kind of what I did with this. So, you know, you can see what it was, just the plain Jane Clone Trooper helmet. And I want to show you what I did with it, and then I'm going to show you how I did it, because it was really a really simple process. So, let's take a look at the finished product. A really badass, weathered 501st Legion Clone Trooper helmet. So, really proud with what I did with this. Managed to pull it off without having to do a whole lot of sanding or taping on this. Most of this is the original paint that came on the helmet. I added the blue. I scuffed down all of the white. I mean, this was a high gloss helmet, very glossy, and I didn't want it to be glossy. So I took some like 800 sandpaper to sand down all of this area. Weathered it with a black acrylic wash, did the ears with their little, you know, rusty sand kind of raw sienna, burnt sienna paint that I use for that. And then went over the whole thing with a satin clear coat, so it really dulled it down even more. But the finished product, I gotta say, I'm very happy with it. First off, I'm very happy with the overall look of this. I was surprised at how good it looks compared to another clone helmet. Actually, let me grab my 501st and put them side by side so you can see. Sorry. So that you can really get a good looking helmet from, oh, I don't know if anybody noticed, I just Rikered that chair. Those who know. Anyway, it's really not a bad looking helmet, and you can get these for what, they're like $100, $120. I would absolutely recommend to anybody. I mean, I can't make a helmet myself for that amount of money. Well, actually, I probably could make it for about that amount of money. But you know, all in all, the shape's a little bit wonky. You know, this should be more indented. And if you see how indented it is on there, it should be much more indented. But all in all, it looks fairly good. Fairly good for a Black Series, you know. I'm very impressed with it. So this is the finished product. Let me show you what I did to get this helmet there. It really wasn't difficult, but let's pause this, take a look at the painting process for this Hasbro Black Series helmet. All right, so this whole process starts with tape, like any good paint process. It's going to start with some tape. So I'm taping off the blue 501st. I'm eyeballing this because I've done it so many times, and I know this isn't for certification. Laid a little bit of liquid latex down before I threw on the blue spray paint. This is a Krylon Patriotic Blue. It's a matte spray paint. And it's really the only spray paint that I had to use on this helmet. So this is the only taping I had to do on this helmet. It was really nice. And it's time to remove the tape, and sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. This one was actually a good paint job. Nothing, no spillover, and nothing I really had to touch up afterwards. Anytime you do have spillover, again, a little rubbing alcohol tends to be able to wipe most of that stuff off, and you can clean it up. Then I got to take the tape off of the mohawk. That's another part of this that I think just makes this design pop, that white mohawk that goes down the center. This is, again, my favorite of the clone designs by far. I love the color scheme, and I love the design of it. So then I'm going to come over and get this liquid latex off using my finger. I just kind of rub it off, and it gives the first step of that simulated battle damage. It simulates where the paint would have chipped off. Very fun process. Very, very, very fun process. So come on later and do some blaster marks. I don't actually show that on camera, but hey. And I got to sand the whole thing. This is an 800 grit sandpaper, and I'm just trying to take off that heavy gloss finish that's on the whole thing. This thing was shiny. Did not want that. So this is the first way of doing that. The second way is an acrylic black wash. And that's simple. You just take acrylic black paint, water it down, and you brush it over the whole helmet, and then you wipe it off with a paper towel. And I do this several times. You just kind of keep doing it until you get that level that you like. And again, if you go too heavy, you can always take it off with a little rubbing alcohol and just kind of, rub over the area that you just did. Usually you can take most of it off. So don't feel like you can mess this up. It's really easy process. Really easy process to do. So yeah, I went over this whole thing a couple times with that just to give it that weathered, worn-in look. And you can see I've taped up the back where the electronics are, and over that earpiece where part of it, that's where you control the electronics, just because I don't want that part to mess up. Then, final step here, got to put on the rust-colored, there's always this rust kind of debris around the ears of a clone trooper helmet. So I do it there, do it on the creases of the cheek, just to kind of simulate where dirt would get in. And that's a raw sienna paint that I'm using there. The final step for all of this is a satin clear coat, just to give it one big uniform look. That's it. You're done. And that was it, y'all. It really was not hard at all. So if anybody has one of these helmets, I highly recommend you do this. You saw the process. It doesn't require much skill at all. Couple paints, some tape, and it honestly took me about maybe an hour all told to do it. So I highly recommend anybody that has one of these, give it a shot. Matter of fact, I'm going to actually, now that I've done this, I've got my Hasbro Black Series Mandalorian helmet there, which I don't need anymore because I've got my own Mandalorian helmet. So I'm thinking I may do a repaint on that, sand the whole thing down and try to do something custom. Why not? It was a fun project. It was very simple. I also have a Scout Trooper over there that I'm going to be doing the same thing with. I mean, not 501st, obviously, but I've got a really cool custom concept that he wants me to do on that I'm looking forward to do. Kind of a post-indoor Scout Trooper Survivor kind of helmet thing. It should be cool. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you like it? Did I do good? Is it better like this or better the way it was? I mean, I've got my preferences, and I'm sure you do as well. So let me know in the comments. How did I do? What do you think of it? Also, let me know if you're going to try to do this yourself, because, again, it's very, very simple. Very, very simple. I encourage you to try. Or as Yoda would say, try not. Do or do not. So I encourage you to do. There you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please drop a comment, give me a like, give me a share. I appreciate all the interaction. As always, I'm Darth Rage. This is Darth Rage Reviews, your source for the Force.
The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.